what up, High Snob? It's Eddie Huang and Sean Thor Conroe, and we up in Baohaus, right?
Out here.
I DM'd Sean because I was a fan.
We got immediately on FaceTime. That was the first time we met. I known about Eddie for a long time before, though.
So I would say this is the genesis of the story came from 1, I love you. 2, we were both in literary jail. You helped me get out by just having belief in me and being like, yo, my man, you're good. And you would always read pages, and it meant a lot to me.
Yeah.
And so when Claire came and asked me if there was anyone I'd like to profile, I was like, yo, I would love to get the homie out of jail. But of course, it couldn't be that simple to just like, yo, I want to write about my friend who's having trouble. Then we started having our trouble. And like we had our breakdown. And I had to write about it to truly present our relationship. And I think through the arc and through the conflict and through the breakdown, we actually got to see how real our friendship is.
For sure.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Who's doing this? Who's like working out the, complexities of our male friendships?
Not
through
for
the profile. It's pretty creatively innovative, I'd say.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
And I gotta shout out Harold because Harold is the mediator.
True.
Harold Rogers.
Not a very good one because he didn't tell me what was up. I didn't know what was up, dude. That's crazy.
Well, I'll come clean. When I'm a fan of somebody, I'm a stan. Like I have no shame because there's very few people I'm a fan of. And anyone who I am a fan of, I've already like pre-thought about like, do they deserve my love? Sean absolutely deserves
Now that was
it.
refreshing though because it was during the fuckboy film stuff and Eddie was just immediately like, let's get on FaceTime off the DM, and it was like there was so much agent babble going on at the time. But then we linked for real probably it was exactly last March, I think, right?
I'm not really good at like Hollywood meeting people. Like your agent talk to my agent and manager, and then we set a lunch at like the South Beverly Grill in 75 weeks, and we meet there and see if we like each other, then tell our agent if we liked each other, and then they call. I was just like, nah, yo, what's really good? But you, I would say I got to know you through the writing. I also got to know you through the press run because I do think the literary world wanted to position you in a certain way. Everyone was subliminally hating on you.
No doubt.
And like they weren't just coming with it, they were like, and I was just like, if you got something to say, come with it. And then I met you in person and I was like, yo, Mans is a sweetheart. Like, you really care about writing. You care about people. You actually care what people think. And like, I think most people don't know that about you. I think what it is once you have enough information about someone, like, oh no, you have like done me dirty, you will be very straightforward.
Yeah, that's just the Japanese mentality.
But generally, I think
Fuckboy is a really vulnerable book if you actually read it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't really read it.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
I really admire you, and I see you as a person. Yeah, no.
Too.
Yeah. No,
It's so nice.
I see you as a person who's significantly more well-read than I am.
I mean,
And you understand what you're doing within the context of the canon and the history of literature, which I do not. I'm a bit of like Poe from Kung Fu Panda, just like falling down the hill writing, not really understanding what's before and what's next. Sometimes my imposter syndrome gets the best of me. And I remember specifically after you read early pages of Come Undone, we'd sit in the sauna and you would just tell me, like, with a real smile, you were like, yo, this shit is ill. Like, you're good. Like, you're a writer. Because when you met me early 2025, I still doubted myself as a writer. And I respected your work a lot. So hearing it from you definitely helped me feel like I'm good enough.
Maybe just the shirt immediately comes off once we start sipping. Yeah, outside. The sauna sessions were great, bro. The saunas, I'm pro sauna.
Yeah, if we drinking I'm like San Quentin, shirt is off, shants is on. I'm just out there with the wine in a brown bag.
Yeah.
But it brings me back.
As a writer, it's good to be operating in different, like trying to present the work in different domains, like
Yeah.
people ask me about the writing stuff. Half the time they're asking about the podcast or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that you're a real renaissance man in that way of like having your hand in a bunch of different things. You think that, having a wide reach is a negative thing, right? But I don't think that. That's the thing, right?
Well, everything has a converse. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, cause it's just
yeah.
like boxing or it's just like basketball, right? We
Yeah.
can speak in terms like that. It's like, if I'm gonna try to go, if I want to shoot threes, they're gonna take it away. Then I have to go in the paint, right? I just have, I think at times, a commercial voice, and it comes from my defense mechanisms where, because I've experienced a lot of things that have hurt my feelings, my way to navigate society has been to be funny.
I feel you. But you're very smart with how you. I'm a bit naive with how I move. You know what I'm saying? But
You're honest.
yeah.
You're honest. Like, you will say shit like you did at the 92nd Street Y that will get you bodied, but you're honest. You don't get to make this many friendships at my age like this that I feel is pure, that's real. We could beef, we could yell at each other, we could write profiles, and then end up in the park still just like drinking out of a plastic cup like we're in high school. Like, I miss that, man. I would venture to say we're writing for the shorties in our lives. Like, I'm writing for my wife to see what is in my head and how I feel, because this is not a knock at her. I feel misunderstood on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis because the things I try to do don't always land. And I think it's because we have different love languages. But I think through the novel, through the writing, my wife really gets to see my intention. And when I read Fuckboy or I read Savior,
Yeah.
I do think at the core, like, the audience for that is the people you've been in relationship.
I think what happens is when you write in a way where you're being like self-critical and you're a certain type of dude, sometimes people go like, they like believe what you say. And they're like, oh, you're saying that, but the point is to get somebody else to look at themselves more.
Yeah,
so it's actually like an entire thing going on, but that's when the moral complexity gets complicated.
I think that Sean is one of the most genuine and honest people on his existential journey as a man. Just point blank, period. Like, you see in the interview, he'll like think forward and backwards and stumble over himself, but like when you look at the span from a macro perspective, Sean is really gutting his insides for people to look at themselves, and his writing is constantly about showing the goofiest, funniest, cringiest parts of himself so that others feel okay doing it. And like, I think that is valiant. Ever had friends that are writers that we could just be ourselves around? We all read each other and no one is like behind somebody's back saying something.
Yeah.
Like, we all are genuinely fans of each other, and I wouldn't want it with any of them. Like, I was telling Harold that today. I was like, Harold's nice, you're nice, I think I'm nice. I wouldn't want to battle, but I have utmost respect for them too. And I'm like, I'm just so thankful to have homies.
Yeah,
because this shit is hard.
Yeah, friendship, supporting each other. These are good, it's a cutthroat world out here. These are good things.
Having friends, I think, has made the writing process even more beautiful.
But that's what it's about. When anyone asks me advice, they're like, I'm a struggling writer. I submitted to like 1 million people, and I'm just getting rejections. I'm like, you need to write something to your friend. You need that they would want to read aloud to them. So
that's a good one,
here, dude.
That's a good one.
Yeah, appreciate you writing the piece, bro.
I love you, man.
Love you too, bro.